We're going to do a little cash talk. All right. So you're from Australia. You're probably no stranger to gambling. What is the craziest wager you've ever made?
Oh, so boring. But yes, we love a gamble in Australia. Every bar you go into's got an ATM machine pretty much that spits out bets. So the craziest gamble I've ever made, I think I it's something boring like maybe $1,000 blackjack bet, and back in the day when in the glory days when I had a bank account. But I think that's the most I ever made. I mean, I got plenty of crazy, 47 way multis where you put $10 on and you could possibly win 100 grand, but that none of those have ever came to light. But yeah, probably the craziest bet as far as like cash for me, and the most I've ever bet on something is about $1,000.
So, what's the craziest wager anyone's ever made on you? Do you know?
Actually, I got a good story. My best mate, his mum, he was caddying for me on and off when I was playing mini tour events, and then when I went to the PGA Tour at Phoenix Waste Management, his mum put on $100 for me, first round leader, $100 for top Aussie, $100 for a top five, and $100 for a top 10. And then so she sends me an email 2 weeks later with the $22,000 car she bought from the $400 she put on me to because I was going off at 100 to 1 for first round leader, 100 to 1 for top five, 100 to 1 for top, like all the odds were crazy. And my buddy's just sitting there, and I'm like, what? You couldn't put $5 on me and he's like, yeah, well, mum's rubbing it in my face with the sports car she just bought. So that's probably the craziest bet where someone didn't really know how much and how short or long the odds were of putting that much money on me, but then she walked away with a car. So that was a pretty good story.
What's your favorite like practice round money game story? Do you have one that you can share?
Uh, there's a lot of cash games, I suppose, we play, and you get some wolf games that get really kind of aggressive. And any golfer out there would know what wolf and hammer is, and how often the guy that's playing well can be losing money. But
Yeah.
the I heard a good story. Now this it doesn't include me, but it included Tony Romo. I heard a story in Dallas where they were playing a 200 unit wolf game. I won't say dollar because no one, who knows how
200
much they were
unit?
playing for it. But in the end, the guy lost like around about 35,000 units, and then just put his clubs, drove off in the cart, and they never saw him again. So he left. So that guy's still getting hounded in Dallas over some of the bets because he just went crazy. He just went, if you play Wolf, which is a game that you play with, it's a teams event, but if you go by yourself, it doubles and triples and the bets just get crazy. So this guy decided to double and triple and go by himself about 5 or 6 holes in a row. And yeah, probably doesn't have a house anymore. So
He
that's
might be
probably,
living in that car he drove away in.
yeah, it's a little rich for, yes, it's a little rich for my blood, that amount of units. But I've heard some crazy stories around Dallas. So that's probably I mean, it's not my practice round, but I've played in a couple and watched it. So